Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay.
Hello everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to day 23 of the Holiday Card Series for 2022. Today I'm using the XL Snowflake Stencil from Simon, and this is one that I designed and I've been wanting to use it for a while to create a really simple snowflake card. So I'm starting out with some Oceanside Cardstock from Concord and 9th, and I folded it into an A2 card base, so it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 tall. Taking some easy tape and just taping the stencil to the card from the back of the card. And I'm doing this so that when I stencil, I can go all the way off the edge. I'm going to put some grid paper down just to catch some ink as I start blending. And then I'm using Peacock ink from Concord and 9th to put down a layer of a darker shade on top of the Oceanside cardstock. I wanted a very monochromatic look for the large snowflake, so I'm just using Peacock, which is just a darker shade of teal that I really love. It's almost goes into more of a navy blue, but it's a beautiful color right on top of the Oceanside cardstock. I removed the stencil and then I ran it under some water and cleaned it off, dried it completely, and then brought it back. And I'm going to place it directly over the top once again. And I'm going to add some glitter paste. And the glitter paste I'm using today is from Fawn. And I believe it's called Fairy Dust. And it goes on clear, but it has like bits of glitter in it, and it's really pretty. Now it does darken the paper, whatever's underneath it. So I actually probably could have skipped the inking part and just went straight to this paste. But I do like how it turns out in the end. And it looks really dark right after first application. But as it dries, it does dry back a little bit more. So you can just experiment with this stencil paste. I think it looks really beautiful. It adds a little bit of shimmer, but without too much. Just make sure you tighten that lid when you close it up and then clean off your palette knife. I just used a baby wipe to wipe it off. I took the stencil to some running water and rubbed it lightly with a soft brush, and that cleaned off all of the glitter off the stencil without much hassle. Now this is the Aidan Snowflake die. This is another die that I created for Simon's Stamp, and I thought it would be really pretty directly over the center of that large snowflake. So I've cut it out 4 times out of some white cardstock. This is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And I cut it out 4 times and then layered it and adhered it together with some liquid glue. This glue is Connect glue from Gina K. I just put the glue into one of her fine precision tip bottles, and it's really easy to work with that way. So I'm pressing the layers together, making sure everything is stuck. And then I'm going to set it aside for a minute to kind of dry while I work on my sentiment. I'm using the Bitty Holiday Wishes stamp set from My Favorite Things. This has a lot of really great, really simple, smaller holiday greetings, and I love stamp sets like this. I'm prepping some red cardstock from Concord and 9th. This is, I think it's Cranberry cardstock. And I'm going to stamp my greeting in white pigment ink from Simon. A bunch of you have commented in previous videos that you like to use white pigment ink and then put white embossing powder over the top. So I thought I'd give that a try this time and see if I get better results, as opposed to when I use Versamark ink. I'm putting on some white embossing powder. This is Alabaster embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. And then I hit that with my heat tool until all of the powder was melted. I then took a T-square ruler. I'm going to use a ruler from Simon's Stamp and a craft knife and just trimmed this off the larger piece of cardstock. I also took some scissors and cut the words apart because I wanted to stack them one on top of each other when I assemble my card. So this snowflake's going to go directly over the top of the larger snowflake, and I'm going to line it up so that the like the 6 lines coming from the center of the snowflake line up with the 6 lines on the larger snowflake, just so everything's centered really nicely. Put an acrylic block over the top to hold that down while the glue worked its magic and adhered the snowflake to my card. And then I grabbed some narrow foam strips from waffle flour and I put that behind my 2 words. And then I used some tweezers from Honeybee to position these 2 words over the center area of the snowflakes and press them directly down onto the card. I'm almost done, but I decided I wanted a little more detail. So I took my corner chomper and used the 1/2 inch rounder to round the top right corner of my card. And then I went around the outer edge with a white dashed line. This is hearkening back to some of my older card videos. I think this card design is very reminiscent of the card designs I did years ago. Very simple and easy, a little bit of sparkle and shine with the glitter, and a little bit of dimension with that snowflake and the grading. So that's the card for day 23 of the holiday card series. Thanks so much for watching. I will be back on Wednesday with day 24, and then we will finish off the holiday card making season on Friday with a live holiday card series session. That'll be my usual time on Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm so excited that you guys have been enjoying the holiday card series this year. It's one of the joys of the holiday season for me, so thank you so much for watching.